Hey friends, your favorite besties are back for another episode of No Ma'am. I'm your host, Willie Will, and this is my co-host.
Jhoany, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
All right, so friends, tonight we are getting deep. We're getting emotional. We are getting interpretive, I think. So yeah, that's right. We're talking about the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent monologues, or CUNT for short. For this challenge, the queens had to bare their souls with a monologue while their partners flailed around and interpretive dance. It was giving Broadway, it was giving a therapy session, it was
It was
giving,
giving something. I don't
ma'am,
know about Broadway.
it was giving, ma'am, is that a chicken wing? But it would make sense when we get into the actual episode. But what did you think overall? What did you think of the cunt monologues?
I think they were funny. I think it was cute. I think it was a nice new challenge. Sometimes they tend to recycle the challenges a lot and a lot. So I feel like this was a nice take on what I feel like was the branding challenge of the season. Um, I thought it was cute.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was a filler episode. No shade.
Oh no, that
I
yeah, I'm talking specifically about the challenge.
okay. I mean, I think I see what you mean about it being a branding challenge. Like I could see that, but I think it was just like a weird branding challenge. Obviously, I've been watching like and listening to podcasters that have been talking about it so far, and everyone is kind of they don't know how to feel about this challenge.
I think it was a cute first attempt. Maybe second round will be a little bit better. I don't
Okay,
know. I thought it was
I could
cute.
see that. I could see
I
that.
wouldn't mind this challenge returning. Do I
Hmm.
necessarily look for would I look forward to it? Not necessarily, but I wouldn't mind it returning.
Interesting. Okay, so we start off the episode on the cusp of Lydia's elimination by Lana Del Rey, and the girls are sad that Lydia went home. So everyone is literally coming to the realization, I guess, that they liked Lydia Butthole. Um, but Lana is still determined. She wants that win. She's the only queen so far that has not had a win. So I think that's really funny that they put that confessional in there. Like, hey, she's like still, even though she was in the bottom, the last episode, she still was just like hungry for the win. She wants it. Um, no shade. She was in the bottom four times. Yes.
Well, with this
Um,
episode four times. I said three. I said
oh,
three.
I was like, ooh, ooh.
She was in the
Look at
bottom four
that.
times and in one episode.
Listen, that's still a good shade by Georges. But she's still determined and she's really hungry for that win. And then while on the couch, Anya calls out the other girls because she felt like they used Susie or saying Susie's name as a cop out. Right. And honestly, to be honest, literally only Susie and Anya were the ones that really played the question correctly. The other ones just used Susie as like an easy out.
Yeah, I think that was so stupid, honestly.
I was
Like
just upset.
I was fully like Team Susie and Anya when they were talking and they're like, no, that was a cop out. Like you didn't answer the question. You answered the question, who do you want to go home? Not who should go home. And I know Jules tried to defend the lace front thing. I don't think it's a valid excuse.
Mm, true.
Should
It's
she have,
not. Yeah,
should they have
it's
gone home
not.
for yeah, probably, but not more than some other girls.
Right. And then when we were at Hardware, we like I cringed, and you know I love Sam Star, but I cringed when she said, "Well, we are threatened by Susie's popularity with the judges." And the reason why I cringe is because that's just something you keep in your head. You don't say it out loud.
That's stupid. I don't know why they would say that out loud. Like we both
Like,
looked at each other at the same time. We'll be like, "Fucking Sam."
right, like why would she say that out loud? Like even if you are, keep that to yourself.
Is
Don't
my
say it out
camera
loud.
crooked? I
No,
think it is.
your camera's fine.
It feels crooked. It
No,
is crooked.
your camera's fine, Jhoany. Your camera's fine. This, ladies and gentlemen, friends of the podcast. This is what I have to go through. I don't
See,
know
now
what
it's
Jhoany
better.
sees.
Now it's slightly
Um,
better. But now I think it's
anyways,
tilted. Okay, continue.
yes, right. We both looked at each other like, what the hell is? Why would she say that out loud? That is something you just keep in your head, right? You don't like vocalize that because Susie's not even the front runner,
She hasn't been the front runner for a while.
right? And so
Like,
we were both confused. Like all right. But the next day, Rue comes in and she asks the queens to pair up with another queen who they feel knows them the most. So we see that the pairs are Anya and Lexi, Sam and Lana, Jules and Susie. And to be honest, I thought these pairs were really weird.
Same. Do you think maybe they thought something bad was gonna come off it? So they were like, let's not do what they're saying. Because they know Drag Race. Like, they know there's some twist. And they're like, you're asking us to choose who we like. You might turn that around and make us do, like, I don't know, some like season 4 challenge shit where they had to, like, write those songs, like, dissing each other.
Right. But like at the end of the day, I didn't expect Sam and Jules to be partnered with each other. Like I
Oh, no.
appreciate the fact that that was smart. They didn't want to use each other as a storyline, so that was good. But I would have expected Jules and Lana to be together, Anya and Susie, and then Lexi and Sam. And the reason why I say that is because that's kind of how the edit or like we've been seeing them paired up throughout the episodes. And so I would think that would probably make more sense.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they would. Maybe they're just overthinkers like me, and they're like, well, if I pair up with my good Judy, and then they want me to throw shade at her or something, is that something we can do well?
True, but we did see the makings of a Sam Star unraveling when Lexi did not pick her, and she was
She was
forced, because I
mad.
feel like she was forced to be paired up with Lana.
She was mad. I would have never seen her go for Lana, especially in if that was the description they gave me, like somebody who knows you very well, like or somebody who gets you. Not a parent I would have
Yes,
thought of at all.
same. And I don't think they thought of each other because you could see that they was a little confused too.
They looked at each other like, I guess.
Right, like we're the last ones here, so we might as well. But Lexi not picking Sam, she said it's because she chose the person who had the best scores, and that is going to make her do better in the challenge. So if that person does well, then that means that she is going to do well. And I was
That's
like, ma'am, that's not how you
stupid.
play the game.
No, that's stupid because how many times? Well, one, you should be able to achieve the wins by yourself without anybody's help. And two, how many times have we seen people get steamrolled by their partner? And they or people who choose, oh, I'm gonna go with this person because they're a great competitor or they'll be really good at this challenge, and then they get put in the bottom because they got steamrolled by that person that they chose.
That's true. It
Yeah,
happens all the time. We've
yeah.
seen it happen time and time again. But the mini challenge is the queens need to write drag queen bios for one another. And honestly, I think we can all agree that Jules Sparkles, hands down, is the rightful and was the rightful winner of this mini challenge because her bios
First
for
of all,
Susie Toot, hilarious.
none of the other ones are really that funny. I was dying at Jules, and I got so excited because she went first. I'm like, oh my God, these are about to be so funny. I was wrong. I was wrong.
It's,
I did think it was really funny what Anya wrote for Lexi though, just because I thought that was very shady of her. It felt very like SNL with their fuck. What are these straight guys' names?
I don't
With
know, but I know
Ollie
who you're talking
Jost
about.
and Michael. Mhm.
Ooh.
Those breeders that do that they write jokes for each other at the season finales. It was given
Yes.
that. It was given that, but the gay version.
Yes, I mean, obviously she played on the Aunt Jemima, and Lexi is black-ish, but Jules with Susie Toots saying that my ultimate dream is to sing on a show where they trade antiques. Like what? Like shout out to Antiques Roadhouse because that used to be my show. I used to really enjoy watching that show.
Just like that show, you're an antique because I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Yeah, Antiques Roadshow. It used to come on. It was like on A&E or whatever, but it used to be a
What
really
in the
good show.
70s?
First of all, it had 47 seasons, so probably. And
How have I never heard of
oh
this?
yes, or I'm about to launch my own line of canned cocktails. I'm calling it House of the Great Depression.
I thought was hilarious because I feel like you could just take Sam's makeup from any single one of her runways and just stamp it on that can, and it would make sense.
Yes, and if you stay cerebral, you ain't got to get cerebral.
But
But
there
the fact that
was
she spelled
spell check,
cerebral wrong,
spell check. But that I feel like that's very on brand for Jules, not being able to spell cerebral.
right? And I was just like, She can't spell cerebral. I really want to know how she spelled it. It's like spelled it, spell it. How
I'm
she spelled it. I really want to know how she did that.
My guess is either she used an S or an I instead of an E,
Hmm. Jules, you
or
need to
maybe
let
an
us know
O
how you
instead of an
spelled.
A.
Probably.
I don't know.
I know.
And
I know.
now I actually don't want to know.
Right. I really want to know.
We should go find Susie in Brooklyn and be like, how did she spell it?
I really want to know. Like Susie, take a photo of it or something. Like let us know how
I
Jules spelled cerebral. But in a shocking twist, and I'm going to put it in little air quotes, because it wasn't so shocking, the queens are stuck in the same pairs as the Maxi Challenge, which is why I said they should have picked strategically because no, ma'am, they didn't turn out good for some of the girls.
I felt bad. Actually, no, I'm not gonna be shady.
You could say it because I feel bad for Sam too. Like, no shade. I felt bad. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was like they were doomed
But
from the beginning.
not gonna lie, I also kind of felt a little bit bad for Anya. Just because I know how Lexi can get when she starts overthinking it and when she feels threatened. So I was like,
Same.
oh my God, is she about to have a breakdown? Is she gonna go off on Anya for whatever reason? She's gonna be insecure about this, blah 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 blah. So I was like, ooh, that might not be so good for Anya, but I mean, obviously I was wrong. Um,
Right. I
but
mean,
yeah,
not so
obviously
much.
Sam.
I also think, I mean, we'll get into this in a second, but I think all three groups were oddly paired. And so
But I,
because
I,
of that, I'm like, oh,
I feel like the best pair was definitely Susie and Lexi. Not well, Jules. Um, in terms of like what I felt like they were gonna like when the pairings happened, I was like, oh, they're probably gonna do the best because I felt like that was kind of the most compatible pairing, and even then, it was kind of like, I
hmm,
don't know. That was just me.
okay. I mean, I see what you mean. I still thought that that was an odd pairing because
No, it definitely is.
I just never seen Jules and Susie like interact. Well, they probably has, but the way the editing has been, I just never seen them like on the
I
same
don't,
wavelength
I don't think we have since like the first couple episodes actually.
since literally the first episode when they lip sync
Yeah.
together.
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot
think
they did
I
that.
yeah, I
Forgot they
think
did that.
yes. I think that was the only time we've seen them interact with each other because after that it was like, whap. Um, but yes, so the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent monologues obviously is a play on the iconic vagina monologues, which you didn't know what the vagina monologues were.
I'm too young.
Oh, you fucking bitch. Like, not you saying that you are too young for the vagina monologues
I
because
actually,
you like aged me.
I mean, I aged you like earlier with the other. You aged yourself earlier with that other show. Actually, I didn't age you,
First
you
of
bitch.
first of all, Antique Roadshow is iconic. So is the vagina monologues. Okay,
I,
so
I'm
they used to
pretty
come on
sure.
HBO. They used to come
I'm
on
pretty sure
HBO.
I heard of the vagina monologues in some capacity. Have I ever watched it or heard any of it? No, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I have heard of it because it kind of does sound familiar. The other
Yes.
show though, Antique, whatever the fuck. No,
Not Antique,
that
whatever the
Granny show.
fuck.
No.
That would be an amazing TV show. Antique, whatever the
Dude,
fuck. Um, coming soon.
eh, I'm assuming anybody steals that title. So
Antique,
y'all will
whatever
hear
the
from my
fuck.
lawyers.
Yes. But in all seriousness, um, I really didn't know how this challenge was going to be judged, whether it was going to be judged if the monologues are serious, if the monologues needed to be more fun, right? Because the categories were all over the place. There was no cohesion anywhere. The pairings were odd. So I honestly didn't know where they were going to go with this.
Yeah, I can see. I agree with that. Like because it was also the first of its kind. We didn't really know what to expect. And I feel like you can kind of see that the girls didn't really know what direction to take either, because some of them took slightly different directions. Uh,
True. But I also think the judges didn't know like the direction. And if you want to know some tea, so some tea that I found out was that Rue didn't know what direction she wanted to judge until
Uh,
the monologues finished.
Okay. I
And
mean,
then she judged it more on like, oh, favoring the funny versions.
that's so what I was about to say was like I feel like they would have just gone with or no, what I was gonna say was like I wasn't sure how they were gonna judge it in terms of like it's gonna be pairings or like are they gonna judge it as a group or individuals? But I was about to say like I feel like they decided to do the pairings at the moment to benefit the people they wanted to benefit.
Okay, I mean, if you're looking at it from a producer perspective, then
Yeah. Uh,
yes. But I was
'Cause
looking at it just based on the critiques and how it was edited. You can tell that they were one, they didn't know how the monologue situation was going to go. It's the first of its kind, and so because Anya and Lexi went first, and did they go first? I think, or was it Jules and Susie? No, I think
Jules and Susie.
Jules and Susie went
Susie
first,
went first, yeah.
and it was like a little like serious. So maybe they thought that the other monologues, the other groups was going to take a serious turn. And then when Lexi and Anya went and it got really funny and campy, I think that's kind of when they made the decision to go with the funny versions.
Yeah. Ooh, I gotta sneeze.
Child, you always got to sneeze on these podcast episodes.
It's only been like once, girl.
Like twice.
Rewind the tapes. Oh, not me give myself a double chin with that. Um, anyway, I need some neck lipo or something. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say, girl.
It's not the first time you've also forgot what you were about to say on the podcast. So, judging Anya, Lexi being funny, going the funny route, does that help jog your memory? Ginkgo biloba. That's what you need. You need ginkgo biloba. You need.
I heard Lion's Mane is good too.
Listen, whatever you need to get your memory back, because you need to help with your memory.
I don't even know
But
how the fuck to spell ginkgo biloba.
I, you're right. But Anya, to me, in my opinion, I think Anya had the best monologue. How she went from veganism to wanting a chicken wing.
No.
I thought that was so funny. But then I also thought that Lexi had the best interpretive dance
Yeah,
because Lexi's monologue was not funny to me.
it wasn't. Anya's were funny. I really enjoyed Susie and Jules's monologues. Like I really enjoyed them actually. I just felt like the interpretive dancing didn't match up to the comedic timing of the monologues. Like I felt like they could have done more, made it more like campy, made it more draggy. But I felt like their monologues as a pairing were the best.
Okay.
As a
Yes.
pairing. As a pairing.
Yes. If you take the two monologues together and you
Yeah.
put them together, were they really great monologues? Yes. And I
Yeah.
agree with the comedic timing because Jules's story about the ghost, that shit was funny. And it had a funny moment when she was like, bitch, I can't see you. Where did she go? That was funny. And
And
Susie was like literally behind her. That was so funny.
and Susie's was yeah, Susie with the
She can't
spelling bee.
spell.
And then at the end she's like winner, WINNOR. I thought that
Yes.
was hilarious.
Yes. And so there was a moment in there when Jules was sort of funny with the interpretive dance and she was almost there. I just wish she just went full like
Yeah,
stupid.
I feel like they could have gone balls to the walls with it.
Yeah. And then let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Sam and Lana's
Oh, some
monologue
skinny
and
ass fucking elephants, bitch.
an interpretive dance. I don't know if I don't know for no shade, and this is making us canceled, and it's making me canceled. But I don't know why Sam holding up that lantern reminded me of slavery. Like,
You even said it. You said it while we were watching. You looked at me. You said, "Bitch, is she making her be Harriet Tubman?"
like
I died. But
it
then
was
when I
given.
rewatched it, I saw what I saw why you said that, and I was like, "Oh, it is giving Harriet Tubman. It is
It,
giving like to freedom."
it really was, and I was like, "Why is this giving antebellum vibes? Like this should not be." Like this should not be. She had the lantern up like this, and it was like
And then the rags.
and then the rest was just left. Why? And then you have Lana all serious and talking about how her conservative upbringing in her family. And I was like, this cannot be.
What I will say about Lana's though, I feel like that's the one a lot of people could relate with, or at least most people could, most relatable one. I feel like, but it was just kind of boring.
It was boring because I think
No,
she just
no.
wanted. She wanted. See, the thing about what I've learned about Lana in this season is that she wants to be funny, but she also wants to make a really great impression on the judges, and she has not found the balance between being funny but still being Lana and still making a great impression. Right? Like she is like want to be balls to the wall and funny and campy, or she wants to be super serious. And I also think it's one, she's still a fairly new drag queen when it comes to being on the show, getting fame, all of that, right? Like we took her from the local New York City scene and threw her on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race and expected her to be amazing. No, we got to give her some grace. And so, what I'm really excited about is what she will do after the show. How she takes all of like,
Mhm.
people talking about her and having a thick skin and all the stuff, seeing yourself back on the TV. I really want to see what she does with that.
I can see her coming back and having a really good like All-Stars redemption.
Same.
Like
Same.
I could see that for her. You know what would be really fun actually? Her and Lux on the same season.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
That would be
That'd be
so fun.
amazing.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
I feel like they'd be coming for the girls left and right.
Yes. But I also think that's why her monologue was so serious, is because there was elements in there when she was really fun. Like she could have hit like some funny moments, but
I
she just didn't know where to find the timing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like the her delivery wasn't the best.
No.
Probably the worst out of all of them, actually. No, not probably. It was the worst delivery out of all of them. Like it felt very kind of robotic to me. Like
Yeah.
when it should have felt very emotional, especially her monologue.
Yeah.
Um, but I felt like she was maybe thinking too hard about it, and it completely like sucked all the emotion out of it.
I mean, she was lost, and her monologue was about being lost. So, like, I mean, it was very on brand for the monologue topic. But, speaking from, the cunt monologues to the runway, this episode was way up for interpretation because we get
Oh,
a throwback to,
I
10 years ago with the ugliest
damn.
dress ever on the runway. All right. Now, before we even get into the looks, what makes a dress ugly?
Anything you would wear.
Hmm, it's
No, I'm
debatable.
kidding. No, I think that's very subjective. But Mm. I was gonna say
I
something like,
know.
because I was gonna say bad silhouette, but no, like a misshapen silhouette can be cunty, can be high
Yes.
fashion.
Yes.
A lot of colors can be cunty,
Yes.
can be high
Yes.
fashion.
So like
I don't.
what makes a dress ugly? Because ugliness is very subjective. Ugliness is in the eye of the beholder. What I find ugly, you may not necessarily find ugly. So how do we deem a dress ugly?
That is fair, but I feel like in general, I don't like I feel like I can say like we know what's ugly and like you'll understand what that means, but I can't describe what that means, if that makes
Right.
sense.
And I think that's why we need to grade these looks on a curve. And the reason why I say that is because people at the bar, they was like, this is not ugly. And I'm like, but who's to say that it's ugly to the person who's wearing it? So to the person who's wearing it, it's ugly. But to you, it might necessarily be ugly.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, but at the same time, I feel like you just don't want to talk. Like I don't know how to put that into better terms, but like
That's it. When it's right, it's
there were
right.
some of these looks that were not ugly at all, and I agree with the judges. Like those are beautiful looks,
Right.
or maybe looks that are just outdated, not ugly, just
But to the
outdated.
queens, they were ugly.
Yeah, but ugly to me is something that's loud, not in a good way, loud and not cohesive, something that contradicts each other, like that, like contradicts, like contradicting patterns, but not in a good way. Bad shape, bad hair, Animal print.
Not
Animal
animal
print.
print.
I hate
Oh,
animal print. Fucking
well
Google.
then, fuck Michelle
I don't
Visage.
know. I
Um,
sorry, Judge Girls, but I hate animal
I
print.
think to me, ugly reminds me. I think ugliness, in my opinion, is synonymous with hodgepodge. If I
That's what
feel
I was looking for. There
okay,
we go. Okay.
yes.
Yes.
If I
Yes.
feel like you just threw
But
everything on within the kitchen sink, to me that's ugly.
like hodgepodge without a story or without cohesion.
Right.
Yes. Because sometimes hodgepodge can work. Sometimes.
True.
Rarely. It's very hard to make it work.
Right. So one queen who did hodgepodge and made it work as an ugly dress was the first queen that we're going to talk about, Susie Toot. That
Ugh, that dress
Christmas
was
dress
fucking disgusting.
was disgusting.
Wait, wait,
So
wait, wait. Wait. So is it a no, ma'am, or is it a yes, ma'am?
no, it's a yes, ma'am, because it would be a no, ma'am. If it was a normal runway, it would be a no, ma'am.
Y'all,
But
somebody
because
get
this
me
is the
that goobly gawk shit he said, because my brain hurts right now.
so in theory, it would be a no, ma'am, if it was a normal runway. But because
Okay,
this is an ugly dress, we are judging based on the criteria of the runway,
which is ugly.
which is ugly. So
Okay,
if
yeah.
they did ugly, then it's a yes, ma'am.
So then this is a fucking over because this shit is fucking hideous, and this
It
shit
is an
needs to be
over.
buried
Yes.
in the
Yes.
fucking ground. It needs to be set on fire, buried 6 feet under.
Yes. It was so bad that it was so good. Like it was an ugly dress.
It is fucking disgusting.
The
I'm sorry,
wig
I'm
was
looking at it, and
ugly.
it's
Her makeup was ugly. The
when
wig
isn't
was
it?
ugly. Like it was disgusting. It was such an ugly dress.
It is ugly. It's campy, but it's so ugly. It is so
Oh, it's fucking ugly. It has no she has no shape. It is hodgepodge at its finest work. It is such a bad dress that it's such a great runway.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Is
she
this her
fit the
first over?
category. This is Susie's first
Nah,
over.
not her
No,
first
no,
over.
no. This is not her first over. Her first over for us was
Oh
the
wait, it was
Iron
the
Maiden.
yeah, it was.
Yes, but
Not
this
her
is
second
Susie's
over being
the
a
ugliest dress
fucking
ever.
yeah.
Yes, she
Oh,
gets an
that's funny.
over on the ugliest dress runway.
You know
But
what? That seems
Susie
very on
would be the
brand for
one.
Susie. Yeah,
Right. You beat me by 2.5 seconds. Yes. Susie
it,
would be the one
and
to dominate
Like
an
Sam
ugly dress
said,
category
you know who would have done really well? Lydia and
fully.
Joella and Joella.
Honestly, maybe not Lydia, because I think what Lydia would have found to be ugly, I think we would have been like, this is beautiful.
Just fucking with my brain.
I think we'd have been like, bitch, this is everything. I honestly think that
Yeah. She might
Lydia's
have gone.
ugliest dress
She might
ever
have gone like full fish.
would have been so avant-garde that we would have been like, bitch, this is couture.
Maybe, maybe.
Now
Uh,
Joella could have wore the freaking
Joella would have had the
the
top suit of the week.
mattress. She could have wore the mattress, and we would have been like, and bitch would have won the runway.
Yeah. What if that was the look that she was supposed to wear, and then she just switched it?
Listen, because that cross-eyed RuPaul on the back of her ass, sure, that was
Prison,
ugly.
honey.
Prison.
Prison.
Um, Next up is Jules Sparkles. So here's where I'm torn because this dress is not ugly. But to Jules, this dress is ugly. But it's an 80s prom dress.
I think it is ugly. I think the skirt is really ugly because it's not. Feels like it's not constructed very well, and it literally looks like a piece of tarp wrapped around her waist. Oh,
But it's not
but
ugly though.
I.
Like if we was gonna compare this to Susie's Christmas tree to the 80s prom dress,
Ugh.
this is not an ugly dress.
I think it is ugly though. Is it the ugliest thing in the world? Is it like, oh my God, that's fucking hideous? No, it's ugly. It's not hideous. It's not disgusting. It's not volatile. Um, but I agree with her. Like, it's ugly.
To her. But I was on a team with a handful of people. I heard a handful of people to my right that were on my left that were like, "Oh, this is not an ugly dress."
I see it. I see that. but I think it's ugly.
She
Is it the
had
ugliest
80s,
thing?
she had 80s hair, she had braces. So to her,
I don't think the face was ugly at all.
she
Face
looked
not
in
ugly
her
at all.
mind, she looked ugly in her mind.
I feel like it was ugly from the waist down because those heels, the fuck are those heels? Um,
But that's the 80s.
that's true. Ugh. I
It was
think
a
my mom. I'm
very
pretty sure my mom wore this
80s.
dress.
Listen, I think it was giving very much Katy Perry's Last Friday Night vibes.
Unless Friday Night was ugly. Um,
But this was ugly for Jules because she couldn't get into the 80s vibe, right?
I
Like
will.
she's
I
a
will
young
give this.
queen.
I will give this a meh because I don't know which way to
Same.
go.
I gave it a map because I didn't think that it was ugly enough for the ugliest dress ever.
Yeah, I do like the hair. I really like the hair, but those shoes,
I don't know.
bitch,
I
spread
really
them.
enjoyed the whole entire look though.
That's a lie.
I liked the look. I didn't
That's a
think it was
lie,
anything
girl.
wrong with the
That's a
look.
lie, girl. That skirt is hideous.
I enjoyed it. I don't know. It just was it wasn't ugly to me. I didn't get a visceral response to the look.
Oh no, it wasn't like Susie's. Everyone was like, "Ew,
Ew.
that's
Yes.
fucking disgusting." Everyone was like, "Ew, ew."
Yes. Right. And I
As
didn't
soon
get
as
that
she
for
turned the
Jules.
corner, everyone's like, "Oh, ew, yeah, she won."
Literally. Yes. All right. Next was Anya Nerve. And to me, I'm confused because she came out as a turkey and this is not a dress.
Technically, kind of is. It does cover her cooch.
Bitch, that does not what a dress makes.
Well, it is kind of. I think it is a dress. Is it ugly? Yes. Is it like? To me, this just it doesn't read ugly dress necessarily. Do I think it's a dress? Yes. Oh, now I'm contradicting myself.
Because it's not a fucking dress.
It's an ugly costume.
Yes.
Ugly costume.
But
And this is the
first of
costume
all,
that you told your mother like the night before she had to sew together, and she's like, "Fuck, why didn't you tell me?" Um, but
justice for the turkeys. Because who's to say that turkeys are ugly?
you think turkeys are not ugly?
I'm not saying they are or they aren't, but
You trying to
they
fuck a
can't
turkey?
no, first of all, that's bestiality, and we don't do that. Um that's crazy. That's a whole nother level. Um but
And
I don't think it's
watch it be on the next season of fuck, what's that shit called?
Survivor.
No,
Um
no, 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 no.
what?
Fuck. The show that just showed incest. Fuck.
White Lotus?
Yes. Watch that be the next plot. Watch that be the next season finale. Somebody gonna
That's a
be
lot.
fucking a turkey.
I listen, I can't. Um, but I was like a turkey. The first thing you thought from the ugliest dress ever was to come out as a turkey.
Oh my God. Somebody should have come out as the dog from Deadpool. Oh wait, I don't think that had been released yet, actually.
First
That
of
would have been
all, the dog had a disability, and that's not okay.
the dog was voted the ugliest dog in the fucking world, bitch. He knows he's ugly.
And that is not okay.
I think he's cute, actually. I would love a dog like that.
Yes, they need love too.
Yeah, I would love a dog like that. You
But
know what I
I don't
really
know.
want? I want an ugly cat.
I'm, I'm you know,
I want
first of
an
all,
ugly cat.
this is this is off topic, but we were it was in a call yesterday. Speaking of ugly cats, we were in the call yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my god, I really want a dog," right? And so my grandma's like, "Why don't you?" Just because I was like, "Oh, I want like a hypoallergenic dog, the ones that don't shed, really small, can fit in my bag. You know, the dogs that don't touch the floor,
You want
right?
to
Because
design
they'll
a
be
dog.
yeah, because they'll be super spoiled, right?" And I was like, "I want a girl, not a boy. Cannot have a boy dog. No, ma'am. Girl dogs only." And because I want to put the bows and all that stuff in here, right?
You
And
can
so
put
my
it.
grandma's
Yeah, who
like,
said you can't put that on a boy?
"That's true because bow ribbons are subjective and they don't have a gender." So you're right. Look at me, binaries. Get it right. And but so my grandma's like, "Why don't you get a cat?" She's like, "You should get the cat that has no hair on it." She's like, "The ugly cats," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we think Siamese cats are ugly because they have no
Not
hair."
Siamese. Not Siamese.
No, Siamese,
Not
they got no
Siamese.
hair.
No, Siamese cats do have hair. You're talking about Spanx.
Oh yeah, the Sphinx cats.
Yeah, the
Yes,
Siamese cats are the black and white ones.
yes. You're right. Yes, but the Sphinx, they have no hair. They're bullheaded,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so we just think that they're ugly because they have no hair.
So I used to think those cats were hideous. Like I hated those cats, but now I really want one. But the only reason I wouldn't is because they're very high maintenance. I'm not about to be baiting that cat every day. Like no,
Yes, you have
bitch,
to.
that's too
Yeah.
much work. Yeah.
Yes. So maybe that's why Anya came out as a turkey, because in her mind, turkeys are ugly. Because we are thinking that, oh, if we want an ugly cat, we'll go get a like a sphinx. So
Some.
maybe.
Do you feel like Ariadne would have come out in an ugly cat suit? I feel like that would have been on brand for her. Like a
I
very
don't think
fat,
Ariadne would have known
naked
how
cat.
to be ugly.
Well, she wouldn't have to try very hard.
Her personality wise, she could have just came out as her face. I would have just she would have just came out as her.
Okay, we got really mean for it. For a second. Right back in.
Oh my god, that was so
Um,
cunty of us. I mean, it's the cunt monologues, but that was so shady of us. We was like, she could just came out as her.
okay, we
I just don't understand why Anya. I'm still. Can somebody tell me why Anya decided to come out as a turkey? I just need
I know she
somebody to
said
let me
something
know.
about the thingy but I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah, I
it was a no man.
was no man because I don't think it was. I don't. It just made no sense. I
It
don't know.
didn't.
But then, if you really think about it, then why the fuck did Susie come out as a Christmas tree?
This is true, but the turkey was not a dress.
Technically, is
Mm, it was pants.
no, but it was like a dress with like tights on there.
Okay. Next up, we have
I
Lexi Love,
hate you.
and
Not
to
you,
be
okay,
honest,
me.
that
Uh,
was that was very much an okay. But Lexi Love, and I gave this a no, ma'am, because the dress was not ugly.
I think it's kind of ugly. It is ugly.
The dress is not ugly. That tulle dress is not ugly.
I think it's the same thing with Lex Jewels. It's ugly from the waist down. From the waist up, it's beautiful.
No, I actually really enjoyed the look. What I didn't like was some ugly ass tulle boots. I don't know what she had on. I was so confused.
Oh,
Should
it
have
was
took them
ugly.
shits off.
But it was ugly.
The boots were ugly, but the dress itself, no shade. But to me, honestly, this is the best she's ever looked. This is
That's mean.
she dragged up this look, and she looked amazing. She had drag hair, she had drag
I
makeup.
don't think the hair made sense with this at all because the hair was too beautiful.
I thought it made sense. I loved it. I
I'll
loved the
give it a
look.
meh because I really don't know how to feel about it.
I give it a no,
This
ma'am, because it wasn't
judging
ugly.
this is very confusing and it's fucking with my brain in ways you don't understand because I'm like, is it a yes ma'am? Is it a no ma'am?
I
Is
think
it
it's gonna.
ugly?
I
Is it
can't
beautiful?
wait. I honestly can't wait to see more rankings, right? When they come out, because eventually about this episode, I really want to know what people were thinking. Like, how do you toot or boot a ugly dress? Do you toot it? Like, how do you do this? So I cannot wait to see more of this happening, because if it's fucking us up, then I can imagine how much it's fucking up everybody else.
I
So
need a shot or
yes.
20.
Next up, we had Sam Starr, and so
This is not
again,
ugly.
this was a no ma'am because her dress was not ugly.
This is fucking hot couture.
It was
It's
good.
not ugly at all. This is really nice. This is a beautiful look. I love this look actually.
This
This is
is
one
a
of my
really
favorite Sam
well
looks.
this is a really well put together look.
Yeah, yeah, this is not ugly at all. And I love how she was defending it so hard and on top, like, this is ugly to me. And I'm like, girl,
Yeah.
that's not ugly at all.
The Dragula girls was like, well then fuck my drag. they,
I love this.
they was like, well then fuck my drag, Samantha. Because that's something that they would wear, right?
Yeah,
Mind you, it's funny because that dress is actually Chantel's dress that she
I
wore for one
saw,
of her
I saw some like, so
Entertainer of the
you,
Year looks.
I was about to say, so Sam, what you trying to say? I would have felt,
Right.
if I was Chantel, I would have felt some type of way. She's like, I need an ugly dress. I'm taking this one.
We
I would
picked
have
her
felt,
dress.
I would have had to stalk her.
You're
Like,
like,
bitch,
what,
no, you
bitch?
didn't. Also, the
Like,
designer.
what?
If I was the designer, I would have been like, bitch, what the fuck you say about my dress?
Like, I need you to make me an ugly dress.
See, I feel like
Like,
that's different. If you're going to a designer and be like, I need an ugly dress, versus taking a dress that's already made and be like, oh, I'm gonna wear this for the ugly runway. And the designer's probably at home sitting there like, did this bitch just call my dress ugly?
Yeah, for the most part, she did. Or like that's where it goes back to our original conversation where it's like, well, maybe ugly for one may not necessarily be ugly for someone else, right?
Who the
Like
fuck is this ugly for?
apparently the Samantha,
Samantha, girl, you need your eyes checked.
it's a really great dress, right? I
It
think,
is, it's,
but I
it's a
think
really, really good dress.
yes, but I think to Sam's point, her aesthetic is very pretty, very like pageant, very that, and this is the opposite of that. Still elegant, but
I
this
feel like
has
this is
more of a
pretty.
an edge to it.
I feel like this is pageant.
Yes, a very edgy pageant though, like very
Still,
like edge. It has an edge to
yeah.
it. It has a little bit of bite to it,
But
literally.
edge doesn't mean ugly.
True, but
Okay.
to some folks it does.
See, I remember when we were at the bar, I was like, oh my God, this is one of my favorite runways. I was so excited. Now that we're reviewing it, I'm like, fuck this runway. I never want this shit done again.
I know that's why they haven't done it as since in the last 10 years,
I, Listen,
because it's
I feel like the season seven girls, for the most part, though, no, actually, no.
no, no.
I
It's
remember Miss
again,
Fame and Pearl. Like, those are beautiful
yes,
dresses.
again, but they were ugly to them, right? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what's ugly to one person may not necessarily be ugly to another one, and so that's when we have to be very subjective to that. And then
I feel
last
like
but not least, go ahead.
so I was gonna say, I feel like also the girls who tend not to wear or not to really go the ugly route are the girls who are afraid to look ugly in general. Like they're the really pretty girls, like really fishy girls who are always like very glammed up, very, very high fashion. So I feel like maybe that's part of it. Like they don't want to look ugly.
True,
It's not
right? So
necessarily
you
that they don't know what ugly is or like that it's ugly to them. I just feel like they don't want to put themselves in that light because it's I don't know. It's just not their drag persona.
right. And then I agree. And then last but not least, we had Lana Dre. And so Lana came out with the infamous pocket dress worn by Candy Muse. And to me, honestly, I thought this look made sense for this category. So I gave Lana an over because I thought she looked amazing. And honestly, for some reason, why did this dress not look as ugly on
That's what
Lana
I was about
that
to
it
say.
did on Candy?
That's what I was about to say. On Candy, I thought this dress was hideous. Online, I'm like, this is kind of Candy.
It was
This is
so
it's kind of high.
good.
I thought it was kind of editorial, like on
Yes,
Lana. So for that, is it a no man?
it would be a no man then.
But I am tired of her references. I'm over her
Yes
fucking
and
references.
yes and no. I didn't mind this to reference this because we are referencing a runway from 10 years ago. So in that aspect, I said, okay, that makes
10 years
sense. I
ago.
guess, yeah, 10 years.
Oh, the ugliest run. Sorry, I thought you were specifically talking about the dress that
Oh
she
no, no, no,
wore, and I'm
no.
like, girl, that
I'm
was
talking
not 10
about
years
the
ago.
no, I'm
The
talking about
runway in general.
the
Okay,
actual runway in general.
yeah.
So I don't mind it because we are referring back to that runway. So I didn't mind that. But would I have liked it to be a little bit more dragged up, bedazzled, change a little bit, still have elements of the original pocket dress, but still make it Lana's? Yes.
Um. Okay. No, sorry. I'm just so like this is the second look she's done on the runway where she like um essentially wears exactly what the runway or like what she was referencing. So I
Mm-hmm.
agree with you in the sense that she should change it up a bit, maybe bedazzled it, maybe
Right.
cut it up a little bit more. Also, if somebody wore this look, somebody should have worn Lala Ree's look because that is the most disgusting thing we've ever seen go down the runway.
No, that's true. So
Um,
speaking of like references, did you see the tweet that Aiden Zane tweeted out?
yes. Ooh,
So,
ooh, girl,
so
the girls are
she
mad.
said, so she said, the girlies this season were in all of their drag families and friends recycled outfits down the runway. It's a cop out. There, I said it. Why the hell come on Drag Race and show us other people's drag? I truly don't get it.
I really enjoyed Corey's response to this. It was like, bitch, didn't you only have one wig?
Because she did.
Which you did. And then Trinity's response, I don't remember it word for word, but I love the part where she was like, you could have just asked. I wouldn't let you rummage through my closet. I was like, oh my God, that's so pathetic. But yeah, I feel like she has absolutely no right to be speaking about it. I mean, we've already spoken our minds about how we feel about the recycled looks. I think it's great. I don't think it's something that we should be putting down. Um, Drag Race is very, very fucking expensive. Like, these girls are spending tens and thousands of dollars to be on the show. If they have drag family that's willing to help them and ease that burden a little bit because they've experienced it before and they know what it's like, I'm all for it. Like, hi,
Correct.
yes.
Correct. And
Like,
mind
why are you
you,
mad? Because nobody was willing to lend you their stuff? Because your shit was
right.
ugly as fuck? Because you had that one fucking wig and that lazy ass fucking eye? You dumb fucking cunt. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
Well, what I was going to say was, I think she's just mad that Trinity's closet was so extensive that it was able to accommodate not one, but two queens
Yeah.
this
And also,
season.
my thing is, why are they? I guess maybe because it's more, they're doing it louder, I guess now. But like, Willem has been letting her drag out for years to the Ru girls. Like everybody knows that if like you're going on RuPaul's Drag Race and you know Willem, hit up Willem and she will lend you her drag to be on the show. Like she said it multiple times. Like she is that girl. So I guess maybe because now they're like being very louder about it, I guess, or like more people know about it. That's why they have a problem. But I think it's stupid.
It is stupid. And I mean, I think she's to me, it came from a little bit of jealousy, right? That
I think
nobody was able
so.
to do that for her, right? Versus
Or
because
would be willing
one,
to do it for her.
or would it be, yeah, because one, it came out of left field and I was not expecting, right?
No,
Like
that's what
Aiden
she said.
saying,
It's always the girls that can't that have the biggest mouths. That's what she
this
said.
is this is true, right? It came out of left field, just like Coco Montrese telling that girl to go play in traffic.
What the
Um,
fuck was that?
I don't know.
Like, Mrs. Coco, did you quit smoking or something? And you need a cigarette? Like, what is it, girl?
Listen,
Were you hangry? You need a Snickers?
I don't know what it is, but the drag race girlies are crashing out. Okay?
I
I don't I don't know what it is,
That
but
was just like it wasn't even like a bad tweet. Like I would get it if maybe she was attacking you or attacking another girl or saying something bad about Drag Race. She was not saying
it,
anything bad, and she was like, "Go play in traffic."
the, the drag race girlies are crashing out, y'all.
But
I don't know.
not gonna lie, that might be my new favorite insult for anyone. Go play in traffic.
Like, it's crazy. But the crash out aside, the based on the judges' critiques, Lexi and Anya are in the top, Susie and Jules are safe, and Sam and Lana are in the bottom. And Sam and Lana lip sync to Illusion by Dua Lipa. What did you think about the lip sync?
That was a good fucking lip sync, girl. Best lip sync since the first episode, second episode, second episode.
Yep. It was the
Um,
best lip sync of the season, actually.
no, I don't think it was better than the Dolce lip sync.
I think it was better than the Joshi lip sync.
I don't think so. It's close, but no. It was good. It's a shame that, sorry, excuse me. This was Lana's best performance, and the one lip sync I feel like she won. I think she won the lip sync, not by a lot, not by a lot, just by a little bit, just by a little
I
bit.
think collectively, everyone can accept the fact that Lana did better in the lip sync and
Yeah,
would have won the lip sync if
had
she
it
was
not been her
not.
fourth
And
time in the bottom,
correct. I
and
think
I think
collectively, America, facts are facts, and we can say that.
yeah, that's a fact, America. I hate to say that because I love Sam, but
It
she
doesn't take away from
lost.
the fact that, like,
Yeah,
she just, in this aspect, I think
she didn't do bad.
collectively,
She didn't do
no.
bad. But yes, Lana did
Yeah,
win the lip sync. It's a shame though, because
right.
it was her
Yeah.
last fucking like why wait till the end to show us what you got?
And no shade, and this may sound a little bad that I'm saying this, but I'm actually happy that Lana did not send Sam home because the
Oh, they would
backlash
have
that
hated
Lana
her.
would
They
have,
would have hated
right,
her.
like the backlash that she would have
They
had from
would
the
have.
fans because she would have seen like Sam star home, and not because Sam would have been like saying this. No, Sam would have been appreciative and say, that's the name of the game. But the
Yeah. Oh,
fans being so toxic that she would have got so much hate.
if there's anyone who would have like absolutely just taken it and been like, yeah, like it is what it is, it would have been Sam. Like, hi, Miss
Right.
Pageant Queen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Lana would have absolutely been dragged through the mud. And you know what's funny? a lot of the girls right now on Twitter are mad um that Lana lost because they're like, isn't it a lip sync for your life?
Yeah,
Not based on your track record, but based on the lip sync then and there. So why did Sam win? But you know, if she had won, like if Lana had won and sent Sam home, it would have been the other thing around. Like, oh, what about her track record? How like you gonna save her if it's her fourth time in the bottom? So it really
right.
was like a lose lose situation.
It really was. But at the end of the day, we have to realize this is a TV show,
Yeah.
right? Like, regardless of what, like, it's if it was outside, if this was a club, yes, right, hands down, Lana would have won. Like, Lana won that lip sync. We like again, facts to facts, America. We can all say that Lana won the lip sync, and I'm sure Sam could even say, you know what, she ate me. Like she ate that, right? Like,
Why
I'm
do I feel?
sure she could
Why
say
do I
that.
feel like I can't see Sam saying that?
She would say that. I'm sure she would. I mean, I would think she would. But at the
I
end
don't
of the
know.
day, she stayed.
I don't mean it in like a bad way, but I feel like the pageant girl in her would also be like, no, bitch, I won.
Oh, well, true, yeah, because she was like, "Oh, Lana thinks she's gonna one up on me. I can take
Yeah.
my skirt off too. No, ma'am." Right? Like, and I was like, I thought that was cute, which is good.
Yeah.
But as the cookie crumbles, Lana was eliminated, and Sam won the lip sync.
Is the
So,
bus still running?
but you
I thought
know,
that was the funniest delivery the whole season of Is the Bus Still Running? Her in
yes,
tears, like, is the bus still running? I
yeah,
thought that was
because
hilarious.
she needed to get back on the bus. She going back to
Yeah.
the house. Um,
I hope it's the express bus.
but you know, honestly, like Dua Lipa never lets us down with a lip sync.
That's a lie. Holland? Was it Holland season two?
We had Laganja versus Trinity K. Bonet.
No. So one of
Amazing.
the international seasons reused physical.
Oh, we don't
Might
talk
have
about that.
might have been Sweden.
Yeah, we don't talk
One
about
of the
that.
international Belgium, I think it was Belgium. That was bad.
Again, we don't talk about that. But
Oh God,
from we don't
those
talk about that.
Belgium girls or Swedish girls gonna come for you.
We don't talk about that because that was like
I
All
think it might
Stars
have been
one.
Holland.
That was like All Stars one. We don't talk about that season either. But Laganja versus Trinity K. Bonet, amazing. Crystal Versace versus Vanity Milan, amazing. Tia Coffee versus Estina, amazing. And then Lana versus Sam, which is a really great lip sync.
I feel like I feel like Dua Lipa lip syncs are reaching like Paula Abdul level lip syncs. Like Paula Abdul lip syncs never disappoint either.
Okay, Vibeology was a good one too. Yeah.
Biology, fuck, what's the one that
What, the one with
Carmen?
Maya?
No, I'm thinking Carmen and Raja. Straight
Oh,
up.
okay. Yeah, that was a good one. And then Maya, she did one. What she did she do a Paula Abdul song too? Maya and Iman LePage, and she did the oh, I think that was a Paula Abdul song too. She was like oh,
There's been
with the
several. There's been several.
with the titties, and she was like oh, with her and what was that, Geneva?
That was a good lip sync, but I think there's been more even after, like before that, not after that. I
Yes,
just can't think of them right now.
probably. But
Oh, Coco Montrese and Miss Edwards.
oh yeah,
I forgot
Cold
about
Hearted
that.
Snake.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
hands down. Yes, eight. Like one of the best.
yeah.
Um, so we now have a top five.
Yes.
So because we have a top five,
I want to jinx it, but Anya. I think, I think it'll come down between Anya and Sam.
I put that in my notes. I said I would not be like upset for a top two with Sam and Anya, and either one of them I think would be really great winners of season 17. Obviously, Anya dominated the season with 4 challenge wins, but her runways were not so much.
Dusty
And then you
Dustin.
had Yep. And then you had Sam Starr, who came out really like a pageant queen right off the bat, really poised, and then had a breakthrough and was able to let her guard down, but still know that she could be campy and beautiful at the same time. So I think that storyline and that arc, that character arc, I think that would be really great. So I would not be upset at any one of those two winning
I, f-
this season.
I feel like it's gonna
So
come down between them two. Obviously, a few weeks ago I wanted Lexi, not Lexi. Oh, yeah, actually, at the beginning I wanted Lexi. She has come downhill quite a bit. I still think she'll make the top four. Um, I wanted Jules for a while. I think she just needs a little bit more bacon before she gets the crown. She's great. I just feel like maybe just a little more bacon in the oven. Um, So I really think like Sam and Anya are both consummate professionals. They know what they're doing. I think they will both represent the brand really well. I think Sam would make the best winner in terms of like not to put down Anya in any way, but like in terms of the world that we are living in right now, I feel like she is slightly more approachable than Anya. And can maybe like if you're thinking about like maybe like doing interviews and like kind of being the face of drag for like a year, I feel like Sam would be slightly easier to swallow than Anya. Not that it's anything bad necessarily, but again, in the world that we are living in now, Sam might be the slightly better option, even though I would slightly prefer Anya to win, if that
Okay.
makes any sense.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would not be upset with either one of them
Yeah,
winning.
same,
I
same.
think for me, I think I would be the opposite. I would love for Anya to win, especially in this political climate, to show like fuck all these bitches. Like I just
Yes,
think
no,
that
I agree with that too.
right.
But I
But
feel like
also
there's two ways you
good.
could go with it. Like it's either like
True.
you go the fuck you route, or you go like the like, hey, let me show you that it's not scary route.
True. Right. But I think on the opposite side, I would love for like a drag daughter to win and then have a drag mother who won too. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, t those
Technically, we've had this before,
ish
but I
ish because
mean,
Aquaria
like,
claims to that never have that Sharon was never her mother,
right. And I feel like we had this before, right? We've, I feel like
and
we've had
Eve
siblings when you had
Evie
Bob's Drag
and
Queen, and we had Evie and Willow Pill, which technically,
I think technically Evie was I don't know. I feel like they
right,
might have
or
changed the
like,
story up. I don't know.
right, and then you obviously you had Bob the Drag Queen and Monet Exchange, same family, right, sisters.
Oh,
You
wait,
have that piece, so we've had that happen.
finesse. I think we've had it happen in
Yes, Vanessa
two
Van
separate.
Cartier and Envy Peru.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
about to say. Oh wait, no, that was I was gonna say in two completely separate. Like I thought it was a U.S. queen that was her drag daughter, but no, now I remember it's Envy.
Oh, and then we've had Precious Paula Nicole, Captivating Cat Cat, and Maxie.
That's a whole fucking dynasty, bitch.
It's the grandmother, the mom, and the daughter.
That's con.
Yes.
That's con. We could have had that with in Canada, but these bitches don't
We
want to
could,
crown another couture.
I know. But I just think it'd be really great, especially from like the Tuck Dynasty. I think it'd be really good to see that, right?
I
Because she had two of her like drag family members on the season
feel like
together.
if there's, I feel like if there is a drag dynasty that deserves it, based on like, I feel like it's a tough dynasty, honestly,
It
who
is the Tuck
deserves multiple
Dynasty.
crowns.
We got to give the Tuck Dynasty the credits because Tuck Dynasty killed it this season. No shade.
Yeah, as they should.
Right. It's true. All right. So, friends, if you enjoyed the shade, if you like the shade, if you like the loft, if we had you saying no ma'am, which you probably had you saying no ma'am to some of these ugly looks, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a single episode of No Ma'am. And follow us on Instagram at No Ma'am the Podcast. And if you're listening to us on Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, like, comment, and rate us 5 stars. And as always, we'll have you saying no ma'am in no time. Bye.